Hi, welcome back to Roadmap to Your Success. Donna Parsons here, and today we're going to be at Exit 2B. And Exit 2B is going to consist of the Action Center. So the last lesson, I showed you that there was an issue with the notification area in the bottom right-hand corner, and how we are going to troubleshoot it and fix it is where we're going today. So let's come down to the bottom right-hand corner, and let's left-click once on that red X that I showed you the last lesson, which is our Action Center. And we're going to come up to the box that pops up. I'm going to come over to where it says Open Action Center. And there we go. The Action Center is open. Now, let's take a look at this guy because there's some things going on here that we want to know about. So it says Windows Update is important. What is Windows Update? Windows Update makes sure that it's enabled because Microsoft sends out regular updates, or what's called patches, to upgrade the operating system. So if they found any vulnerabilities or any issues with the operating system, which is called Windows, Microsoft sends out automatic updates to update your computer. So it's really a great thing. You really need to make sure that automatic updates are always set to be on. Windows Defender, there's another thing that's an issue here. So Windows Defender is not turned on as well. And what is Windows Defender? Well, it's the virus protection software that Microsoft also has built into their operating system. So you want to make sure that both of these things are, turned on and updated in your computer. Another thing that we're going to take a look at on the left-hand side over here, because I'm going to give you the skills that you need to be a great IT tech, is on the left-hand side where it says Change Action Center Settings. So let's take a look at this and see that there's little boxes, a whole new world here. There's boxes that need to make sure that they're checked if you want to see that there's issues with your computer. So it kind of works hand in hand to make sure that if you don't have something like Windows Update checked, then you're not going to get a message that your Windows Updates is not enabled. So these things work hand in hand. So you want to come here to make sure that these things were also not checked or disabled, because then you won't get those notices. So let's take a look at that and make sure that at least Windows Update is checked, and spyware and software protection is also checked. Make sure you get those notifications. You want to click OK. And let's go back to our Action Center page. The second one down, it says Change User Account Settings. Another whole new world here. So it says choose when to be notified about changes to your computer. So it says User Account Control Settings help prevent potential harmful programs from making changes to your computer. So here's another fail-safe way to make sure that your computer is not getting updates that are not the correct updates, or somebody's trying to send you something if you're downloading something that's a little bit nefarious. So I would make sure that always notify, which is this left-hand slider, that it's not all the way down to never notify. That right here is where it says the default, and it says don't notify me when I make changes, but notify me if someone else makes changes. So if you're making changes to your computer and you've done it yourself, you don't want the computer to give you, to come up and give you a pop-up. But if someone else or something else, like a piece of software, is making changes that you don't want and you want to get notified, make sure that that is set to default. So it's this little slider bar. You want to make sure that it's set properly. And I'm going to make sure that it's set to default, and I'm going to click OK. And when I do, it's going to ask me that if I've made changes, do I want to say OK? And I do, and I say yes, and I go back to where I was a few minutes ago. So right now I want to change my settings, my Windows updates. When I change my settings, it says choose a Windows update options. So it says install updates recommended, or let me choose. So I want to make sure that I'm using the recommended settings. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to click OK. And when I do, it's going to allow Windows to update my computer. Scan now. I'm going to click on Scan Now, and it's going to scan my computer to make sure that my computer has no vulnerable or vulnerabilities in it virus. So, and I can cancel the scan anytime I want. So these are things that are built into Windows Action Center, and I hope that this helped you, and thank you for your time. And if you like what I have to say, subscribe.